This is the ending of the experiment. On one unseen arena, the gold car wins 3-2. But it did not start with a plan. I kept the failed races, then watched what changed. Every match puts 4 cars inside a larger bounded arena with 16 obstacles. 2 targets appear anywhere, a wide normal beacon worth 1 point and a tighter jackpot worth 2. The first car to collect 3 points wins. Then the layout changes and the test starts again. At Generation 0, the starting policy wins just one of 12 unseen matches. The cars reach targets, but the gold candidate is still tangled in traffic and barriers. It is moving, but movement is not yet strategy. By Generation 18, a repeatable improvement appears. The candidate wins 3 of 12 unseen matches. It is no longer gambling on the tighter jackpot. It is breaking inside the wider normal capture zone and taking the reliable point. The policy only gets a lean view of the world. 7 obstacle rays, both target directions and distances, motion, the nearest rival, the score, capture progress, and boost readiness. That is 23 inputs into 14 hidden units and 3 actions. The environment supplies the consequences. Evolution changes the policy. At Generation 59, the retained champion wins 4 of 12 unseen arenas and collects 18 points. Every recorded capture is normal, not jackpot. That is a real specialization. Safer, repeatable, and still imperfect. Now put the retained specialists together on one unseen layout. Gold wins 3 points with a normal beacon. Pink gets the jackpot, worth 2, but cannot finish first. The contest makes the trade-off visible. The honest conclusion is smaller than the cars learned everything. This run supports a learn normal beacon specialist, not a proven policy that chooses conditionally between jackpot and safety. But the behavior changed across held-out arenas, and that change is the story. After the first target heist run, the arena gets 2 new tools. The green shield blocks 1 collision. The purple pulse pushes the nearest rival away. Cars still need 3 targets to win, and every round still moves the obstacles and targets. The policy stays lean. 7 obstacle rays, compact motion and target signals, and 1 extra action for using a carried tool. There is an important disclosure before we call this learning. Generation 0 starts with a distance-sensitive prior. Once a car has a tool, it is allowed to try using it. On unseen layouts, that starting policy produces a shield block and a pulse hit. Those effects are real, but they are initialization behavior, not a discovered strategy. By Generation 18, a retained candidate still lands a pulse hit on an unseen layout while continuing to win through target capture. The tool is now visible in the same race as the objective. By Generation 48, the candidate has picked up and used 7 tools across the held-out suite. The new objects are becoming part of the route instead of decoration. Nothing in the fitness function rewards pressing the button. At Generation 59, the final retained policy wins 3 of 12 unseen arenas, scores 14 points, and uses 6 tools. The repeatable signal is tool interaction and safer timing around collisions, especially with the shield. That is a specialist, not universal mastery. The final showdown mixes retained policies on one unseen layout. A shield can keep a car alive through contact, and a pulse can knock a rival away from the target lane. The next experiment can make those choices harder. Limited charges, moving hazards, or tools that have to be saved for the final target.